back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I told you I'd be back and I'm wearing the same thing. So welcome back to my channel. This is a WIP parade. So I have just done my monthly update and I've edited it and it is exporting at the moment. So that is running in the background, and I thought whilst that is going on, I would do my yearly WIP parade. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Holly. I do, a varied variety of cross-stitch projects. So I do samplers, full coverage like HAED, so long dog samplers, full coverage HAEDs, and anything else that beckons my fancy, I guess. A lot of my projects are massive and a lot of them are big. I haven't got very many small ones, silly me. I have a few small ones but not too many. But I am more of a full coverage person, so I do like the long dog samplers, but I am more of I do love the full coverage HAED. So just Josephine Wall, Amy Stewart, Donna Gelsinger, they are like probably like my top artists. So I have a lot. As you may or may not know, I've had a bit of a moment with a lot of my cross stitch projects being wet, and they got ruined through a flood that I had, and I explained how I washed them all, but I did that in the last video, so I will leave that here if you want to have a look. It would be good to see, like, you know, the WIP update anyway. However, if you don't know who I am in sunny Georgia. Sunny Georgia. It's very, very wet here. I am from the UK originally. I moved over to Georgia in 2022 in the States to set up a horse business. So I'm kind of in the middle of doing that. I've got an arena that's been completed and I've got half a barn that's been completed. I flew my horse over here as well and my 2 cats, and then ended up adopting a cat from a friend. And they are all in at the moment because it's so miserable. So that's like a little bit of an update about me. I am young, free and single. Okay, maybe not young. I'm 40 now. Don't want to be shouting that too much. But yes, and I've just realised that my mic's not going to be doing much good down there, is it? So maybe let's just, like, you know, click it onto me, shall we? So yeah, so I am a sports massage therapist for horses. I've just bought out my own turmeric supplements. Generally the weather's not like this. Generally the weather is really nice and warm and beautiful blue skies, but there are occasions where we get really, really wet weather, which isn't a problem because I think it makes you appreciate, you know, the really nice weather that we get. We certainly aren't as rainy as England, which I am happy to say. I live in an RV, a camper, so 36-foot camper that I renovated, and it's not very waterproof right now. I'm having a few issues, but, you know, it is what it is, and that kind of goes back to the issues I had with my cross-stitch projects. But it does it does its job, doesn't it? And this summer just gone, 2023, I built a 16-foot deck. So I've got like a 16-foot by 8-foot deck that runs all the way along the front. So it just gives me a lot more space, and it's great for, you know, friends coming over and having a glass of wine on the deck. And it's nice in autumn when we've got the fire pit going and things like that. So that is basically me in a nutshell, if you don't already know. I've got a lot of WIPs. Mind you, having said that, I haven't got as many as some people. Some people have got like hundreds. I've only got 28. And yeah, even I was shocked that I've only got 28. So when I do my WIP updates, I don't normally put them in any kind of order. However, I thought today that I would show you what I've completed in 2023 first, and then I will run my WIP update, long dog samplers, other samplers, other full coverage, and then HAEDs, and that's kind of like what I've got at the moment. So with regards to like some kind of organised way of battling this, I guess. So yeah, so first and foremost, let's have a look at what I actually completed in 2023. So the first one is, and there's one that I'm not sure whether I completed it in 2023. I'm not sure if I completed it at the beginning of 2023 or whether I completed it at the back end of 2022, but I'll show you anyway. So the first one that I'm going to show you is my bumblebee. And this one is lovely, really cute. I stitched this on 28 counts, 2/2. And this is her. I've called her a her because I think she's dead cute. Lovely, eh? She's really sweet. So that's the first one. I've got something on my phone. Hang on 1 second. That's better. So that's the first one I wanted to show you. This project I bought from Etsy. I'm going to finish her in exactly the same as this actually, in a hoop, and then pop her on my wall. That's basically how I'm going to be finishing her, because I think that's really, really sweet. So that's the first one I finished, and that definitely was done in 2023. Okay. All right. Bear with. So I'm trying to keep my finished ones in a bag so they're protected, because I'm not going through all that again with damaged cross-stitch projects. Right, the second one I completed was, his name is Jesus. And if you bear with me 1 second, I will get you the colourways for this one. All of my projects are done in CXC threads. I just love them. So his name is Jesus. And I'm not sure when I completed that this year. I can't remember now. When did I complete this? Maybe the summer, I think. So I'm doing this in colourway 3687, 3688 and 3727. This was stitched on 28 count 32 count, sorry, 2/2, 32 count. And there's 3 pinks. Well, actually there's 4. Because I got one colour that was the same number but a total different colour, but it's fine. It worked out fine. Beautiful. I love this one. This is so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, 32 count, 2/2. It's stitched with CXC threads. I just prefer stitching with CXC threads. And I love the way that they stitch as well. So I like using them. They don't break as easy as DMC. And I just find them all around easier. So that is the second one. The third one, this is the one that I'm a little bit unsure about whether I actually finished this 2022 or 2023, but it doesn't hurt to have a look, does it? Especially if you're new to my channel and you probably wouldn't have seen this one. So this one is a Cricut collection. It's winter. This one here. And I am doing this on a dyed fabric from Alchemy. What's the name? Chromatic Alchemy. And it's called Cumulitis or something like that. So this is the finished product. And in fairness, I probably wish this was not on the blue, but on grey. You know, like a grey mottle. If I was to do this again, I know this is going to sound really strange to you, but I have a feeling that I may just do this again in 32 count, because I prefer 32 count and I didn't realise how much I love 32 count, and do this on like the mottled grey instead of the mottled blue. Now I'm happy just to, you know, I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm definitely going to frame it and I'm going to put it up. But it'd be nice to have like the winter, summer, autumn winter, summer, autumn and spring all together, but be the same thread count, even though they may be on different fabrics. But yeah, it's really bizarre. I mean, I do like 28 count, but I don't love it. That's probably where I'm going with that. I do like it, but I don't love it. And I think if I was going to do another couple on those, I would do them at 32 count, which means that I've now got to redo winter, which isn't a problem because it's quite a quick stitch, to be honest, even though it took me like 15 years. Okay, that was a bit of a joke. Not quite 15 years, but it felt like 15 years. And what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so the other ones, so the only ones that I really now do a 28 count are anything that needs beads. So Mirabilias and that sort of thing, even though you haven't seen many Mirabilias from me because I'm not a massive Mirabilia fan, but I do have one on the go and I've got one in stock. So I've got a pattern that I haven't started yet that is all kitted up and I've got all of the beads for it, and yeah, that will be a new start, but not yet. I'm trying to get rid of some of my projects that I've got that have been going on over the last sort of couple of years that are just need to get done. So the next one I finished was this beauty here. This one is a Primrose Cottage. It's Hive Rules. Very pretty, so pretty. I love the colours on this. Love, love, love the beautiful kind of light greens and the yellows, and oh gosh, this is just beautiful. So this is it finished. This one was done on 32 count. I might have to stand up for this one or come back. 32 count, 2/2. How beautiful is this? Isn't that gorgeous? Oh gosh, trying to get you to see all of it. So I do have an Instagram account. I think it's Holly the Cross Stitch Addict 83. I'm not really too sure, but it is only cross stitch. It's all cross stitch. I will put my Instagram account name in the description. But yeah, it's all cross stitch, got nothing else. So you know when you go on there, you'll just see all of my projects that I've got going on at the moment. So that's what I tend to do, is when I'm stitching a project, just before I start stitching it, I take a picture of it, I whack it on Instagram, and then I work on it, do my WIP update, and then when I work on it again, I take another picture. So there's always a before and after, and you can actually see the gradual process of me starting and finishing projects. So that's exciting. It's really nice. I do like seeing that. Gosh, it's absolutely pouring down out there. My horse, yes, she's got a rug on, but she stood outside the shelter. I don't know why she just doesn't stand inside the shelter and stays dry. She's an absolute plonker. I do feel very sorry for my horses in this weather, but you know what? There's a shelter there for a reason, for weather like this. And I can't make her use it. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Right, and the last one that I worked on that I completed is one of my favourites, Northern Expressions Twisted Band Sampler. And I did this with Vera Soie silks. Oh my goodness. And this one has been done on 28 counts, 2/2 again before I found my love of 32 counts, and which I didn't say on the Hive Rules and on the Bumblebee. These are stitched on a really beautiful kind of opalescent fabric. So this is it complete. There we go. How stunning is that? Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Look at that. And that's stunning, those colours. So gorgeous. So I haven't actually framed any of these yet. Actually, I haven't even washed them either, to be fair. And now I know I can wash things without completely ruining them. I might have to start doing that. But these are just kept away so that in the dark, they're in boxes so that they don't have any damage that comes to them or anything. Ready for me to wash and iron and then frame. So I've got a feeling, I think I'm going to frame my own. I'm not 100% sure. I might frame the ones that I feel like I can frame, you know, the smaller ones. But anything big, I might look at getting a framer. But I don't know, I've never done framing before, so we will see. Okie dokie, so that was a real quick overview of the projects I finished. And so let's go on to my work in progresses, which are, we'll do long dog samplers first. So the first one I am doing is this one here. This is called 1 down 3 across, which is really pretty. I'm doing this with the colourway 415. This is a mono, so that's the colour threads that I'm using, and I am stitching this on my own fabric. I'm not going to do for this one, there isn't going to be a before because I only started this year, but I'm going to try and do what I did with my WIP update and put like the beginning of the year and where I am now side by side, because I think that works really, really well, unless the project is really, really big and I actually need the space. So, but yeah, so this one is on my own dyed fabric. It's like an aubergine colour. I do love it. It's an opalescent. I do love opalescent fabric. I just think it just gives it a bit more, I don't know, an edge. This has been stitched with CXC thread. It started as a 32 count, but it's more like a 36 count. I did explain that in the last video, that this is a little bit of a nightmare to work on. So this one actually started off with silks. So I bought a silk for you, and I can't remember what the number was. I think I said PR 109, but it's not, because this is PR 109 and that's definitely not the right colour. And what I found was this, I wanted to do 2/2, and I found that the Silks for You thread was too thick. So I put that idea to the side, and then I decided that I would have a look at 415, but have a look at it in the ball. Is it like the pearl, can't remember what it's called, pearl something, and you can get them in Michael's, but even that was too thick. So I then had to go down to, okay, well, let's have a look at the 415 and CXC thread, and let's do this one on using one thread. So I started doing it on one, and I was like, no, that's just, it hasn't got enough oomph. And the problem that I've got is I don't like bulk, so I didn't want it to look bulky. But actually, the 415 in the CXC thread didn't look too bad. And this is where, so it's not overly bulky. I mean, it's not amazing. I would have preferred this on a 32 rather than a 36. I think it's like 36, 38. So it's, I don't know, it's, yeah, it's more like, not 20 count, I don't know, it's more like 18 count to, 18 count 2/2, sorry, 18 count 2/1, but it still feels a little bit tight. So I think it's just a bit over 18, maybe like 19 count, that kind of, but not quite 20, because I know what 20 looks like with two flosses, and it just doesn't work for me anyway. So when I say it doesn't work, it does work. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it's, for me, it's just a little bit bulky, which is why I use one thread for 20 count. But, you know, the X's on this are definitely not the size of a 20 count. They're definitely more your 34, 36 sort of area. So yes, so that is my long dog sampler. I found this. I wasn't even looking for anything, as per usual, isn't it? It's one of those things, you're never looking for something. But I ended up going on the long dog sampler site, and I love this one, but I didn't find it in the normal area. This was in like the extra, like an overstock area on the website, if that makes sense. Can't remember where it, but it's on the long dog sampler site. I think if you just search for 1 down 3 across, is it? Yeah, 1 down 3 across, and you'll find it. And this one is 240, how many stitches? 245 by 187. And I think it's just over 16,000 stitches to this one. So this is not a huge one, but where it's on dark fabric, I do find this really difficult to stitch on. I have to have a light underneath it. Where the stitching is a little bit tighter than usual, that's also a little bit of a nightmare. It's one of those ones that I don't love stitching it, but I do love what it looks like, if that makes sense. The dark fabric and not being able to see, even though I wear glasses, but the dark fabric and not being able to see properly the holes is what makes this project a little bit of a nightmare to stitch. But that is the first long dog. The second long dog sampler is one that is actually not in, this one, Resistance is Futile, is normally in a Q-snap. However, this is one that was flooded on today, and I've had to wash it, and it's now not in a Q-snap because I had to wash it and then I had to iron it dry. But this one is being done on 28 count 2/2. Again, this is one that when I was going through a phase of liking 28 count, now I'm not a fan of liking 28 count. Not that there's an issue with it, it's just I think I just prefer to stitch on 32. So let me just find it for you. Again, a lot of my long dogs are on the, if they're the white ones, they're on opalescent. Yeah, this feels slightly damp still. But this might be one that I have to show you, as in like this is where it was at the beginning of the year and this is where it is now, only because this is so massive. And I am stitching this one on colourway, with colourway 917. Again, 28 count, 2/2. Let me just backtrack a second and tell you what my percentages are. So for the 1 down 3 across, I'm at 5.87%. Was that I think that was the first one, wasn't it? Was that the first one that I showed you? Yeah. And then Resistance is Futile. I'm actually not doing too bad on this one. My percentage on this one at the moment is 53.80. So this is where it is now. And actually I can probably do a side by side. If I bring this back. There we go. So I'll do a side by side and then I'll do a bit of a close up as well. So 917 is the colourway on this one using CXC threads. I should have finished this one by now. This has been going on for blooming ages. But yes, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, this really is a hot pink. Absolutely stunning it is. Beautiful. So I've had a few issues with these, mainly because I have made mistakes, and then my lovely ladies has sent me messages and said, Holly, just to let you know, did you know that, you know, you've gone wrong here and you've gone wrong there, and then I've had to, you know, readjust and take bits out and frog. But we're doing all right. We're doing all right. In fact, you know what? It's going to be a really good idea. Now I've got these. Instead of putting all of my projects in Q-snaps, I'm going to keep these safe and in a dry spot in these bags. So that's the ones that aren't on Q-snaps. That's what I'm going to do. Okie dokie. Okay, that's the same one. 1 down 3 across. I'm not sure why that's there. Right, the next one, I'm not going to lie. This one has been a nemesis for me. I absolutely love the project. However, I've started this like 3-4 times. And yes, we all know who it is, or which one it is. It is Sanssouci. So I started this, God knows how long ago, I can't even remember. Back in, it's got to be like 2018, 2019. And I was doing this in like a variegated blue. And it was very stripy. You know, the variegation wasn't coming out how I wanted it. So then I decided to do it in this, I think this is what colour is this? I can't even remember what colour this is. Again, same material, and this is 1/1. 1/2, sorry, and this is on 28 count, I believe. So then I started it. Yeah, I do like this colour. Oh gosh, what is this colour? Hang on, bear with 1 second. I will be able to tell you because it's on my system like 4 times. Not that Sanssouci. Where's the other Sanssouci? Unless I went through and deleted it, I got. Oh no, hang on. What's this one? Oh no, 3820. Oh my goodness, it's gonna bug the hell out of me. Anyway, it's like a really nice purple colour. But yeah, that's how it started coming out, and I was like, oh, but I don't know because, you know, I can see all the crosses and there's a lot of white showing. So then I was like, okay, well, maybe not this one. So I restarted it, and then I changed the colour. Honestly, this is one of those things where I got so frustrated with myself. And I'm still really not sure. I still don't know. I don't know whether actually I really love this or I really don't. So then I restarted it using 32 count 3820. Let me take them out of here. Now that looks a little bit brighter. This is more of a yellow gold rather than a gold. That looks quite gold. So I then restarted it, and this is where I'm at. This is 32 count on the opalescence, and this is where I'm at now. Now I think I like it. I'm not sure. I've got an office that is going to be, so I love the colour yellow. Yellow and pink and grey are probably my favourite colours. So I always think about an office being a bit drool, so it'd be really nice to have, you know, really nice furniture in there with yellow folders for, you know, clients and you know, business things. So I just would really like to have sort of bright accents in there, if that makes sense, because it makes it a really, I feel like I've got indigestion. It makes it a really nice, beautiful place to be. And I've got another project, which I'll show you, which is in HAED later, which I chose because of the yellow accent. And I think actually this would work really, really well with it. But I am going to persevere. It is on my WIP Go board. I am going to carry on with this one. However, I think I restarted this back end of last year. So let me pop this over here so you can see where we were like back end of last year, but I don't think I've done much on it. It is on my WIP Go board, and I'm going to see if I can, instead of doing like 500 stitches, I'm going to see if I can do like 1,000 a time every time I work on it. So, but we will see. I mean, I'm really good for saying that I'll do stuff, but whether I do it or not is a different matter. So let's not screw that up, shall we? Let's put that in nicely. Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, it's so strange because Resistance is Futile, that 917, every single time I get it out, I'm like, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love the colour, I love the hot pink. But every time I get this out, I'm like, do I love it? Do I not? Like, shall I restart it? And in my head, I'm like, Holly, you cannot restart this again. Like, you restarted it like 4 times now. It's getting beyond a joke. So, yeah, that's not happening. Not happening at all. Not happening. Let's see if I can stick that in there. But you know what, for now it is safe and ready to work on when it comes up on WIP Go. The next one I am working on, and this one I absolutely love. Oh, I can tell you the colour of it. I can tell you the colour because I've got it in here. 327. That's the purple within that Sans Souci. It's 327. So, crosswords, long dog sampler. Love this one. Absolutely love it. Whereas the other one I'm doing with one colour, but I have a really kind of in your face fabric that's like, that says here I am, and I just think that the fabric is the most important thing in that project. So I just wanted the floss to be a little bit more subtle. So I went mono on that one. This one, I absolutely love it. And do you know what? I don't know whether... Bear with one sec. No, it is slightly different. I can't remember what the colour this is. I can't remember what the fabric colour is, but I am doing this one on 32 count 2/2. Again, this is where I found my love of 32 count. And in the colourway 29 and 3041. Now let me get those out of there. Now, this number 29 is not Rose to Me, it's AMO. Before, so I was using AMO before I found Rose to Me, and I just find, I don't know, AMO just feels slightly different than CXC threads, but Rose to Me doesn't. So yeah, so these are the two colours we're using. So it's like a deep kind of purple aubergine colour, and then 3041, which is a lovely kind of light colour. My horse has actually got a really gorgeous saddle pad, and actually I think that's the reason why I went for this colour, because the saddle pad's this colour, and then all of the piping around the outside is this one, and it looks so nice. It's called, what's the colour called? Orchid. Just gorgeous it was. So I was like, I would love to do a long dog sampler with those two colourways, and these ones were the ones that were kind of like the best suited colours, the closest. So yeah, now we've got two horses in the shelter, and my horses stood outside the shelter. So this one I was working on this last year. And this is where we are now. This one had got wet last time, and it got wet again. So this one's has been washed twice. Let me see if I can, and it's still a little bit damp, but that's where we are. If I can bring this back, and then we can get the before in it. Looks better. Beautiful. This one is coming along, to be honest. I think this is coming along. So that's where it looks like up front. Again, 32 count, 2/2, CXC thread. And no, that up there isn't a mistake. It's supposed to be like that, even though it drives me nuts because it's not the same. But there is a reason for that. That is... Where is it? Bear with 1 second. Oh. Can you see? R. That has only got one line in it, not two. But yes, that did drive me slightly crazy when I saw that. I was like, that's not, it doesn't look the same. I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not OCD. I just notice things that don't match up, and I like symmetry and things to look balanced. And yeah, I've always been that person who has a bed, double king, whatever, but I have to have two bedside cabinets either side. I have never been that person that can push a bed up against the wall. So everything has to be like, I guess you would say like almost feng shui, but not feng shui. But it has to be balanced, and I don't like I don't like odd numbers, but I like things in threes. How weird is that? So I like things that come in threes, but I don't like odd numbers, which is really, really strange. And yeah, I think I've got issues, but I don't care. I don't care, really. Tell you what, this is going to be so much fun having to go back over all of my videos at the beginning of the year to find a screen print that I can put of like the beginning of the year, but it'll be fun. It will be fun. And I think it will be quite amazing to see how much progress I've made. So that is all of the long dog samplers I've got. The next one I'm going to show you is the drawn thread. And if I get these out. Oh man, I've got to get this out as well. Hang on. So this one is Autumn Jumble by the Drawn Thread. And I think this is the same grey colour. I think this is the same grey colour as Blue Rhapsody. I think this is Silver Moon or Silvery Moon or something. So I'm stitching this on 32 count. Funnily enough, the called for this is 32 count 1/2. And I am stitching this on 32 count 1/2 with the called for flosses, which are not CXC. These. And they are, I'll show you what, I can tell you what colourways these are. Dinky Dyes and needle point silk. And I just realised that I also need some beads. Oh no, hang on, am I? Oh no, that is right, I need some beads. Didn't even know that. I've never beaded anything, so that could be fun. Oh, okay, so the dot is beads. Which is where? Oh, okay, they're in there. Right, that's fine. So yes, Dinky Dyes, needlepoint silk, and I think that's it. So this is all, and these are on Annie's Keepers. I have an array of storage when it comes to, you know, stitching. So some projects I've got bobbins, some projects I have got these things, other projects I've got these things. I don't know, I need to do a video on storage, and I will do a video on storage, and I will tell you the reason why I've gone away from some things and I've gone to some others. But yeah, so these ones, so basically I think all the projects that I've got a small amount of floss for tend to go on the Annie's Keepers, because I just find them a little bit easier. Anything where I've got a lot of floss, they will tend to go on these, because I've got loads of these things. I think they're called floss organisers. So for this Autumn Jumble, this is the floss that I'm using. So this is where I'm at, and again this is 1/2, 32 counts in, I believe, the Silvery Moon. So if I put this here, oh goodness me, sorry, bear with me one sec, I'm all fingers and thumbs. Let's see if I can get that like that. There we are. Very, very pretty. If I just move this here, then you'll be able to see a before and after. And then I will show you what it looks like a bit more close up, because everyone loves a close up. There we go. This is really pretty. I've got the autumn, spring, summer. I will be doing the rest of them when I, you know, finish this one. I've also bought what else have I bought? I bought another one, which was like, I think it was a Christmas one or something like that, but yeah. So that one is Autumn Jumble from the Drawn Thread. I haven't got many from the Drawn Thread. I've got a few, but none that are WIPs at the moment. So they are being saved for when I've got a little bit more time on my hands and a fewer amount of WIPs. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is this one. It's the Quaker. I haven't been working on this one. I started this one last year. Quaker Modern Folk Embroidery. This is called a Christmas Star. Now, I started this one. Well, actually, I started it and I'm still doing it using PR 109. I'm not loving this floss, I'm not going to lie. I saw, what's her name? Teresa Little Stitcher stitching Tiny Dancer, it's a long dog sampler, with the same floss as this. However, hers is more purple and less green, but more grey. And that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be a little bit more grey, which is the colour that hers is. Hers is like purple and then grey, whereas this is purple and then this is pretty much true to colour. It's very blue, aquamarine green colour, isn't it? And I don't absolutely love this thread. I'm not going to lie. This is Silks For You, PR 109. If anyone wants to know what colour is. So yes, it's one of those ones that I'm working on, but I'm doing it because I have to do it and I just want to get it finished, and I don't absolutely love it. And it actually, I think I've worked on it once and then it's gone away and hasn't come back yet because it's not come up on the WIP Go. So, where are we? It's here. On like the smallest Q-snap in the world. So, I don't think I've got anything before to show you because I have only just started this and I haven't worked on it since. I mean, it looks okay. Just not loving it. This is done on 32 count, 2/2. Yeah, I mean, it is lovely. It is very pretty. But I think rather than going into a specific room in my house for this one, I think this is going to join like the cross stitch wall, you know, the wall of cross stitch in my craft room, rather than being somewhere that accentuates a room. So for example, the Crossword long dog sampler, that's going in a guest room because of the purples. I love that. So the accent colours in that room is going to be like purpley, and then the other long dog sampler, which is Sanssouci, which is like the yellowy gold, that's going in my office. Resistance is Futile, the hot pink, the 917, that's going in my bedroom because I love kind of grey and pink. They're like my colours for my bedroom. Oh, what is it? The long dog sampler, the one that is the aubergine colour, that's also going in the guest room. The one that's on the dyed fabric, yeah, that's also going in the guest room because that's kind of like the colours for that one. And this one doesn't really have a home, so I am going to have a cross stitch wall of cross stitch that that I absolutely love, but doesn't fit in to anywhere, doesn't fit into any room. So yeah, so I think this is going to be that one, but I mean, it's okay. I don't love it, but it's all right. Maybe I'll love it more when I start doing a bit more. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't really got much going on really with this one, so. And in actual fact, I think this one would be really nice if it had like a really nice turquoisey teal fabric, and then like the stitching being white, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna. I don't even know. At this point, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put it to one side. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling with this one. I think I need to stitch on it a bit more to see how I feel. Or whether I'm just going to put it in the kit bucket without swearing. Yes, well, the next one I have in my stash that I'm working on is this one, the Vib, I call it the Vibster. It is called the Vibster. It is called Vibster. Vibsters. This one is a new one this year. I haven't got anything to show you before. I'm doing this in, I've switched out the colours. I can't remember what colours are called for, but I have switched it out to the red being 321. That does look a deeper red. That looks a little bit bright in this light, but it is a deeper red. The blue being 312. And then the same 939. And then I said in my last video, the one that was the update, that I saw a lady, and I can't remember her name is. I think her name's Caroline. I think she was the one that started all of this hype, should I say, with the Quaker flags, because these are really beautiful. And she is doing hers on also a white fabric that's opalescent, and she's doing it for the called for grey colour floss, which I think is, I want to say it's 726. Oh, hang on, I can tell you. I can tell you because I have got the PDF here. So on this one, the call for colours are 939, which is the one that I'm using for the in-between bits. So can you see all like those little squares, like the outside of the squares? So that's 939. The blue is 930. Just wasn't loving it. 930. That's more of like a grey blue, isn't it? 817. It was a little bit lighter than this. Wasn't loving that either. And then 762 was this one. And what I found, and I did explain this in the other video as well, is that if I explain it on the red is going to be easy to see. Can you see here where you've got the red, but you've also got like the intricate shapes within, and that's where the white has been left, so you can actually see the intricate shapes. Now you can just see them in the grey. Okay, now what I found is that when I saw this lady's, I think her name's Caroline or Carolyn, oh, I can't remember what her name is. I was looking at what she was stitching. She was using the called for 762. And I found that really you couldn't see any of the white in between, because it just, the 762 is such a light colour that it just didn't have any depth to it. So there was no contrast. That's the word I'm trying to get out of my mouth. There was no contrast between the 762 and then the white. So it kind of just blurred in together. Now, I really wanted to see a slight contrast. I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't gone mental. Let me see if I can find it. Here we are. So, now, I'll hold this one up and use this as an example when I show my work. But let me see if I can see it. You can see that this grey isn't unlike too much this grey. Yes, this is slightly darker, but it's kind of on par with this. Now, you can also see that you really can see the contrast in the white, which is the reason why I went a little bit darker. And I love the red and I love the blue, and this is looking very light in this light because I've got like a bright white light shining in front of me, so you can't really see it. But this is being stitched on 32 count 2/2 on opalescent, and this is being stitched using CXC threads, and I bloomin' love it. Absolutely love it. it is lovely to work on because it's quick stitching. I generally, when I stitch it, I take a colour, I do a bit in that colour, and then I move on to the next colour. I do a bit in that colour, then I move on to the next colour, and I do a bit of that colour, and then the next one. And so I feel like I'm building up all of the colours together to make a picture, rather than doing loads in one colour and then loads in another colour. And it just keeps it interesting for me. And it's just, because it's a lot of bulk colour, it's quicker. It's a quicker stitch, if that makes sense. I find that some of the HAEDs, which I absolutely love, don't get me wrong, drive me slightly nutty because there is so much confetti in them. And I just feel like I spend my life either parking threads or switching threads. So a lot of those, and you will see, some of them, the ones that are really heavy in confetti, I have kind of gone more cross country but within an area, and then I've parked. So whereas ordinarily I would have done like 1 square or 2 squares and then parked, what I'm doing now is I'm taking a larger area and I'm doing all the colour in that area and then I'm parking it. So I've got a bit more scope for getting stitch counts in, because honestly I just found that I was spending all my time just switching threads or parking threads, and I wasn't actually getting any stitching done. So yeah, the next one I'm going to show you is Blue Rhapsody by Rosewood Manor. This one I started last year, and like I explained in my last video with this one, this got damaged in the first flood, and then I don't know whether this was just a silver lining. When I realised, when I started washing it, and I thought, I am so far over. Have I actually, in my head, have I measured this correctly? So I remeasured it and I was 1 inch out. And yes, I would have been able to, you know, to fit it on my fabric, but I would have had the smallest margin, and I don't like small margins. I like at least 3 inches. I almost said 3 meters then. I like at least 3-inch margins, so that I don't feel that, you know, if I'm slightly over, it's okay. And I don't feel like I'm going to run out. But yeah, I noticed that when I pulled it apart to wash it, which was a godsend really, because had the flood not happened, I probably wouldn't have noticed, and I would have done the whole stitch and then thought, how am I going to frame this? Because I just don't have a lot of margin. So I restarted this one, and I did find a previous picture, so I'll be able to show you. This one is being stitched on 32 count 2/2 with what are they called? Colourworks. Classic Colourworks? No, is that the word? Oh my goodness, my brain's gone. I've had a morning of it, believe me, and I've just done my other video as well, so my brain's a bit stewed. I think it's Classic Colourworks. In blue jeans, which is a darker one, and they are slightly variegated, and Delft blue, which is the lighter one. And this looks really bright, but actually doesn't look as bright on the work itself. So the Blue Rhapsody calls for 2 colours. As you can see, there's 2 different colours in this. So that's what I'm working on, and this is where I'm at now. And this is 32 count 2/2 on Silvery Moon, and you can tell I really love this fabric. And this is going into the other guest room, the one that's got the other master suite, or other, not other master suite, what's the word? Other ensuite. So then that's going to be really nice, like greys and blues, and a real tranquil, nice room. So that's what it looks like close up. Yeah, it's lovely, this. 32 count 2/2. I do love my 32 count. I just love how the stitching sits. I don't like anything that looks too bulky. I'm just not a bulk girl. So 20 count 2/2 is like a no for me. And I don't even know how people manage it. 25 count 2/2. How? I mean, I know DMC is thinner than CXC, which is the reason why I can get away with doing 20 count 1/1 using CXC, because it is a bit thicker. But, I mean, for me, 18 count 2/1 is pushing it. And it feels like a rug. And I'll show you one of my projects that I've got that has been taken out of the Q-snap, because that also got ruined and that had to be cleaned, washed, and then ironed. So, but yeah, so that feels like, you know, a carpet almost. So I don't know how people do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, they look amazing, but I like to be able to see each individual stitch without seeing too much white. But yeah, that's just me. Okay, the next one. So I'm not sure about this one. This is what's it called? This is one that is on a, what do they call it? Counted cross stitch. Is that what you call it? Counted cross stitch? No. It's got a thing. So I'm not a fan, not gonna lie. I haven't worked on this much. This is going to go in my bedroom as well. The colours are a little bit brighter than that. That looks a bit shockingly crap. So it's got a bit more depth. But this is, I can either get this in 11 or 14, and I got it in 14. Because I just thought that there would be a little bit more, it would just look better in 14. Haven't worked on this one for a while. I've done like it's got to be 230 stitches, literally. Started this last year, and shamingly, I'm ashamed to say that I haven't really got any further with it. I'll have to show you what it looked like last time. Probably the same. But yeah, so literally this. That's it. That's where we are. Boom. I know, crap, huh? I'm not a fan of 14 count. So this is using 2 threads. Let me show you the whole thing. It's quite big, which is why I think it's upside down. So on this one, I never start at the bottom left. I always start top left. But on this one, I don't know why I started on the bottom left. So this is, I mean, you can't see anything. It just looks like mumbo jumbo right now. But, hang on, where is it? Oh yeah, it's down there. So there it is. Yeah. So I mean, the colours are quite nice. I think I've got to just trust the process. So these are the colours, and actually they look really nice. I've got some beautiful blues, and I've got some violets and some purples, and this purple is a beautiful colour. 3041. I mean, I love that colour anyway because I'm using it in one of my other projects. So we've got this colour, we've got like a mauvey colour. Oh, look at these mauves, aren't they beautiful? And then we've got this colour here, which is 902. Now, if you look at this, I mean, this to this, it looks totally different, doesn't it? You just cannot tell. I mean, where is this colour in this? The picture just does not do it justice. And actually, having pulled this one out again and had to look at it, it's made me want to work on it again. It's made me find that kind of, because the one thing that's nice with this is you don't have to follow a pattern if you don't want to. And you stitch the colour that corresponds to you stitch the code that corresponds to the colour on this. So there's no thinking about it, you just do it. And with these mauves and, you know, these beautiful colours, oh my goodness, I bet you that'll look actually beautiful. And having looked at these colours, I mean, there's some really nice pinks as well. I mean, oh, so lovely. Some greens. This is lovely. 647. It's a beautiful green. It's a lovely sagey kind of green, that. So yeah, maybe I just need to give it the benefit of the doubt. I think that for me, I mean, it's 778. It's a beautiful pink. I think for me, the reason why I was a bit like, I'm not sure I'm loving it, is purely because the colours on the picture look wank, quite honestly. These are the colours that I've got so far. I do have one of these, or two of these cards that they gave me, and I will use these rather than using my own. It just saves me, yeah. So I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I'll get this one out again. This will be, yeah, this would be a nice one to work on. You never know. Maybe the next WIP update will be me working on this beauty. But yeah. Oh, stamped cross stitch. That's what it is. It's stamped, not counted. This is called stamped cross stitch. So yeah, we will see, won't we? Stick that in there. That's actually the pattern as well. In fact, Tara, who I do a lot of stitch and bitches with, and we have chats, and you know, we support each other's channel. She's one stitch at a time. She has actually washed out her stamped pattern. She washed it completely, and she's now working on the pattern like she would just do a normal HAED pattern, like a paper pattern, and she's finding that a lot easier. But I don't know, I'm enjoying the process, I guess. I'll just stick with it and see how we go. But yeah, be nice to get some mauves in there, won't it? Next time I work on it, we'll see. Right, the next one I am working on is this pink peonies, which is my favourite, which is one of the biggest charts I've got. I kind of created this one on, it was charted by me, using it on Threadbare, and I absolutely love it. And this is one that I found on AliExpress, and it was actually, it was one of these, and I gifted it to Tara because she wanted to work on it. I was going to chuck it away because I bought the stamped cross stitch kit first, and then I thought, do you know what, this would look absolutely beautiful if I did a massive project on this, so like a really big one. And I think this is what is it? How many is it by how many? 698 by 460, so it's not small. The colours are stunning. So what I did is I took the picture from AliExpress. I think this is what I did, or I might have reversed photoed it. You know when you can reverse, so you can have a look on Google to see if you can find it. And then I got someone to make the resolution a lot better. So I put it into, I think I went onto edits, like Photoshop editors on Facebook. You know, people that are practicing to edit photos and pictures and things like that. And I said, look, can anyone do me a massive favour and sort out the resolution of this, because it was a little bit fuzzy. And so many people came back, and it was amazing. And then I got them to tweak the colours, because the colours were a little bit light, and I wanted something that was light but a bit more punchy. So then they tweaked the colours to this. And then I went on to Threadbare, and I basically charted it myself. I think it was like £10 because I did it in the UK. And it was just, oh my goodness, it came out amazing. Now, it did come out amazing, but I was really finding it difficult to use Threadbare. And I've probably, if you are an avid watcher of mine, you'll know that I've banged on so often that Threadbare is amazing, but actually using their form of pattern keeper, their own pattern online, the whole thing moves, and it was driving me nuts. So, for example, instead of just bringing up the pattern, okay, and let me just get it on the right thing, and then just moving this, yeah, and you can move it to the edge. That's it. That's your edge, okay? That's it. It's not going any further. the problem that I found with the other one is that when you moved it, this whole kind of pattern moved as well. Oh my goodness, was it driving me nuts. And also, in Pattern Keeper, this isn't a bitch about threadbare, by the way. This is just what I found frustrating about it and the reason why I moved it onto Pattern Keeper. So also what I found is, you can see, I'm really sorry, I've got the round light, that if I kind of zoom in, you can see the squares are quite dark, can't you? So yes, the squares don't resemble absolutely the colour of your floss, whereas on threadbare, it absolutely resembles the colour of your floss. And what I was finding is when you were zooming in, all of the symbols were still there. So you zoom out and the symbols aren't there, but they're very, 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 very light. The minute you zoom in to get it to a point where you need it, because actually I'm blind as a bat. So when I do my cross stitch, I probably do it about there. And at the beginning, I was kind of a bit all over the place. So I had some bits that weren't stitched, some that weren't. And with seeing the symbols on every single stitch that was stitched or unstitched was driving me to distraction. Like I just couldn't use it. So I attempted to, I'm just going to turn my fire down. I attempted to put it into Pattern Keeper, and the first time I did it, it was okay, and then but it didn't pull all of the symbols through. I was missing like 10 symbols. And then, so I deleted that. And then the next time I did it, like a week later, same thing, only brought 90% of the symbols over. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So then, I think it must have been like 6 or 7 months later, I then showed this project again, and someone said in a comment, oh, have you tried, I mean, they probably didn't see the other videos. Oh, have you tried putting it into Pattern Keeper instead, you know, pulling it from, saving it as a PDF on Threadbare and pulling it through Pattern Keeper? Well, obviously I've tried that more than once and it didn't work. But I thought, do you know what? It's been a while. I'm going to try it. All I can say is thank the Lord, whoever that was that put that comment in, because it really kind of conjured me up to kind of try again. And I did, and it pulled through all the symbols. I don't know whether there was just like a slight corruption or something was, you know, needed updating, or something wasn't quite right in Pattern Keeper or Threadbare or whatever. But it pulled through 100% of the symbols. Now, it wouldn't have been so bad, right? But when you pull it through, you've got to put in every single colour for every single symbol. It doesn't pull through all of your, it just leaves everything white until you start pulling, like, so on the edge here, right, all that pulls through is your symbols. It doesn't pull through the colour. So you've then got to go through, and I did this more than once, and I think that's why it's just driving me nuts, because I was like, oh my god, it's done it again, it's only pulled through 90% of the colours. Because it takes bloody forever to sit there and put in every single colour for every single symbol. But I did it more than once, and then I did it, it must have been the fourth or fifth time, because I was getting desperate. But I left it 6 months, and I did it again, and I pulled through all of the symbols, and then I put all the colours on the symbols, and I was like, oh my goodness, I've got 100 symbols and 100 colours. Or however many colours I've got. I don't know how many colours I've got on this. It's quite a lot though. So I wanted it to be as beautiful as possible. So yes, I know there's a lot of confetti, but you get like the contrast and the depth. And how many colours are there? There's 181 colours on this. So I had to, every single time I had to pull it through, I had to go through and manually put in the legend of 181 colours. But obviously I was missing like 10 or 20 at a time. But it's frustrating because it takes like an hour plus, you know, to do that. And then you have to go through and you have to make sure, right, have you got the right colour by the right symbol? Because obviously if you haven't, you've got to double, triple check it, because what you don't want to do is have the wrong colour by the wrong symbol and not realise. So anyway, thank you to that lady who posted that comment to saying, have you tried doing this? Because I left it 6 months and then I tried again and it worked. But yeah, so the other thing that Threadbare doesn't do is it doesn't tell you the percentage that you've done, and it doesn't tell you how many stitches you've done that day. And I really rely on that, because what I was having to do is I was having to have a look at the total stitch count, as in like what had been done to date. And then once I'd finished my stitching, I had to go back over it and take a picture of like what my stitch count was now and minus one from the other, and that gave me my daily stitch count. But it was just such a ball ache when you can use something like Pattern Keeper and it's just there. It's there. It's just so much better. So yeah, right, so this is Peonies. Oh my goodness, this is massive. Humongous, really beautiful. It's a gorgeous piece, that. I do love it. It's massive. Right, the next one, it's 4 o'clock. I think I'm going to have to like get this WIP braid done and then just go and do the horses, I think. Okay, so the next one I am working on is Lion. And this is one I got from Artisy. No, it's not. I got this from Etsy. This is beautiful. I love lions. I'm such a big cat person. So domestic cat, just cats, lion, tiger, just a cat person. And I love lions. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely stunning. So I'm not really done much on this one. I started it last year. I hadn't really done much on my WIP Go, because obviously it wasn't on my WIP Go last year, but now it's gone on my WIP Go this year, but it hasn't come up yet. So, but it came up on Full Coverage Fanatics for March, so I'm going to be able to work on this one. And I started it last year, so I haven't got any befores. Bear with. Oh, holy. Right. Okay. Oh, where are you doing? These stink bugs are an absolute pain in the bum. There is nothing like them anywhere in the world. They stink. Hence the name stink bugs. Okay. So I'm not really too sure what's going on with this, but so this is where I'm at now. You can't even see it because it's such a light colour. It's just basically a light blue, which you're not going to be able to see very well in this light because that is a very white light. In fact, let me see if I can switch this off and then see if it gives you a bit more definition. May do. Not much, but it does give you a little bit more. You see? So it does look bluer in real time. However, it is really just the the out bit of this. You know, it's just a very light sky blue, I guess. So that's literally all that's been done on it. I am at what percent? You know what? I haven't done the other ones either. Oh my goodness me. Actually, do you know what? I'll put that down here. So can't do a percentage on that, or okay. So a lot of the other ones. Where is I still just fell on the floor. A lot of the other ones I can't do percentages on, but I think I've missed the bus on this one. So for the flag, the Quaker flag, I've got 1.71% done. My lion, I've done where are you? 0.84%, so I haven't even done a percent. My pink peonies is at 2.10%. So, I mean, that is the whole project. As you can see, it's a big one, isn't it? So it's at 2% at the moment. What other one have I done? The one down 3 across is at 5.87%. That's one with the dyed fabric. My Sans Souci is at 4.51%. I think that's... And then the other ones are like the stamped cross stitch. I haven't got a percentage of that. The Quaker is on a paper pattern. So is the Rosewood Manor. That's on a paper pattern. So yeah. And then the Lion. So I do try if I can. If I go out of the realms of HAED and I do buy a pattern from Etsy, I do try and make it compatible. And I think I do try and buy a pattern that's compatible with Pattern Keeper. And I think that's the reason why I've kind of not really loved doing Mirabilias, because they're not on Pattern Keeper. And I just don't understand why they don't put them on Pattern Keeper, because I can tell you now there are so many people that don't do them because they're not compatible with Pattern Keeper. And I've only got 2 and I would do so many more. But I just cannot deal with paper patterns. So yes. Oh, there we are. So the Mirabilia that I'm doing at the moment is this one here. This one is called, what is it called? What are you called? Royal Games 1 by Nora Corbett. Okay, so this is not Mirabilia. Oh, no, it is a Mirabilia. Oh my gosh. Like, literally go back to a hole. So yeah, Nora Corbett is the artist, but it's by Mirabilia. Absolutely beautiful. Not stitched a Mirabilia before. Started doing the face in 2/1 or 1/1. Didn't work out. So restarted it over 2. And I think it looks better. I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those ones that once you've got more in it, it will look better. So this is being done 28 count 2/2, and the reason it's being done 28 count is because it's got beads, and you need space for beads with these. I haven't worked on it since you saw it last year, so this is it. This is it, peeps. So the heart, and then I've got a bit of face and a bit of hair. I mean, it doesn't look like anything right now. Literally, that's the face, that's a bit of hair, and this bit here I believe is by her collar. Can you see down there? Let me see if I can, let's see. Yeah, I mean, you can tell there literally is hardly anything, but it's one of those ones that, again, it was a new start last year. So it wasn't on my WIP Go board, but it's on my WIP Go board this year, and it hasn't come up yet. So when it does come up, I'll get cracking on that, and I'll get a bit done, and it'll probably look a bit more complete. But say it's only a small one. Now, it does have, is it Krennic? Krennic. I'm just not a fan of Krennic at all. Krennic, however you want to say it. 007 and 202 HL. So, star and star, I guess. Bear with 1 second. Where even is it? I don't even know where the Krennic is. Oh, because I'm looking at it upside down, that's why. Oh yeah, okay, so so this bit here, I really don't like paper charts. It drives me potty. So where those stars are here, up there and down there, that is Krennic 007, or what's the other one? I can't remember now. Someone mentioned someone has mentioned before a treasure braid. Is there somewhere that I can go and do a conversion from Krennic to treasure braid? Because I think that I would prefer that. I think I'd prefer that. I've used Krennic before, and I used it on the winter project. What do you call it? The carrot. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. What is it called? That winter one I showed you earlier. That was a completed one, and I actually ripped out all the Krennic and I went back and did it in B5 200 because Krennic was just an absolute bloody nightmare to work with. It kept breaking. It was an absolute nightmare. I couldn't deal with it. I was just like, do you know what? Just get out of here. So a lot of people have mentioned that treasure braid is a better option. So okay, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to be ultra lazy. If I give you the numbers, can you tell me what the conversion is? There's only two. So I need Krennic number 4 braid in 007 and 202 HL. That's H for Hotel, Alpha Lima. 007 and 202 HL. Can you please tell me what the conversions are for that, if I can get the treasure braid? I would love you all forever if you can do that. And then I might be able to go back to this and make it a little bit more interesting, because at the moment it hasn't had anything done to it. Right, we are now on to HAEDs, guys. HAEDs. So the first one I'm going to show you is my Henry VIII, and this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Hans Holbein. I'm stitching this on 18 count 2/1. This might be one that I have to show you like before and like now, just purely because it's a large one. And I am at 3.77%. I know that's really pathetic. I've got a cat hanging out the door. So this is where, okay, so this is where it was beginning of last year. I think I'm gonna have to do that with this one. And this is where we are at now. Yes. So as you can see, I think, stand up. Oh, I've got a very wet kitty cat outside. I'll have to go and get him in now. Yeah, here, I think this area here I did, but now I've kind of moved on to this, and yes, I'm going down in steps. So all the called for floss CXC, 18 count 2/1, and this one is done with gridded fabric. Right, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go and get my absolutely sopping wet, who looks like a drowned rat cat in. 2 secs. Okay, I'm back. Literally, he looks like a drowned rat. He looks like he's just fallen into a river, and I swear he's trying to ask me to pick him up. I'm like, no. No way on God's green earth am I picking you up. You are soaking wet. And I bet you any minute he's going to go on my bed, on my nice white bedding, and put in dirty footprints, because that's literally all I seem to have at the moment, is like dirty footprints on clean bedding. He's disgusting, isn't he, Garth? Hey? What are you looking at me like that for? Yeah, I know, he's gross. So he won't take long. He will dry off. I'm sure he'll go and sit in front of the fire. Okay, so I am at 3.77% with that one. The next one I am working on is this one. I think I started, I'm going to say I started it February last year. No, it's got to be the year before. Oh no, it can't be. I don't even know when I started this one. It's called It's About Time by Ciro Marchetti. And this one again is a Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Really, really beautiful colours. And I think that's what drew me to it, because I love colour. He's jumped up there now. You can just see his tail there. Socks. He's so disgusting right now. So I'm doing this one on 20 count 1/1. I think I might have a before on this one. I'm not 100% sure. So this one might have to be, this is where you saw it last year and this is where it is now. Because of this reason, because of that reason. But this is where we are now. Genuinely can't remember what it was last year. probably up here somewhere, obviously. I mean, yeah, 20 count 1/1. Full cross, using the called for CXC threads. So called for colours DMC, but using CXC threads. And that one was related to my visa. So I was doing a change of status. I can't even remember when it was now. It's got to be last year or the year before. And I had major issues with it. And I said to everyone, if it gets approved, I will do a new start, and then my new start will be It's About Time. But I'm not going to tell you it's approved. You will just know whether it's been approved, whether I actually start that project or not. And then it was so nice because as soon as I came and I said, I think I was playing a little bit. I said, last but by all means not least. And that obviously kind of showed that, maybe I didn't get approved. And then I was like, hang on a minute, I've got another one to show you. And then that was like, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, well done, congratulations. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to level you now. Immigration in the United States is not fun. It's expensive. It's an absolute nightmare. There is so many hoops to jump through. I mean, between me and my dad, we have probably put into this business so far just over $500,000. So over $500,000, and I still got a request for further evidence, an RFE, which meant that if I didn't give them that extra evidence, I would have got denied. And I've put in $500,000 into this country. Trying to do things legally is an absolute nightmare. Maybe I should just leave the country and come back to Mexico. I don't know. Anyway, jokes aside, haha. So on Siren Machete, that one I am at. It's not going to be a lot. Where are you? Here we go. 0.87%. We're not even at 1%. Not even at 1%. Right, the next one I'm going to show you is Heaven and Earth Designs Gobbler Farm. This is a max colour by Donna Gelsinger. I love this one. It's absolutely beautiful. This one also got ruined in the flood, so I had to wash this one. And where are you? It's here. Had to wash it and iron it. I have worked on this one a little bit. Not a huge amount. Let's see if I can move that there. This is being stitched on 20 count 1/1. Slow progress this. It has an awful lot of confetti. So this is being done on gridded fabric as well. And actually I will be able to do this one as a, because it's off the frame, I will be able to do this one as a next to. So this is where we are now, and obviously this one here will show you where we were last year. Yeah, 20 count 1/1. It's beautiful colours. There is so much confetti in this. I mean, I can't even tell you. Look at how much confetti is in this. I mean, it's a nightmare. But yeah, so this one hasn't come out in WIP Go, I don't think yet. Maybe it did last month, I don't know, but it hasn't come up on this month's WIP Go, so it's going to go in the bag, protected, so it doesn't get rained on again. So that can go in there. So that is that one. I've got so much to clear up, honestly, you've got no idea. Okay, right, the next HAED is a Josephine wall, and this one is being done on 18 count, 2/1. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Again, this is going to be one that I'm going to have to do like a before and after, like on a different screen, purely because it's quite big. I think this is a regular chart though. So yeah. So this is where we are at now. Bear with. Let me just sort this out without get my knickers in a twist. Right. Right. Okay, here we are. So this is to the end. This is the end on this side, and obviously that's the end of that side. I haven't done an awful lot on this one this year. I've got more of a face. I think last year it was kind of pretty much this bit here, and I've moved over here, and yeah. But this is where we are this year. So I'm hoping to get some decent work in this year. I'm not at a huge amount of percentage wise on this one. What am I at? 15.57%. So not a huge amount, but you know what, we're not even a quarter of the way yet. But yeah, so it is what it is. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is this one. Also got ruined and had to be washed. Heaven and Earth Designs. It's the stocking, the Enchanted Snowman by Donna Gelsinger. That is this one. Beautiful. And I love the colours in this one. I can probably do this one side by side because it is big enough, small enough rather. But this is where we are at now. So I might actually do the other one down here because it's like a strip, isn't it? So yeah, I think last year I was just kind of like one up, and now I'm kind of coming down. 20 count 1/1 for 20 count 1/1 full cross. Can't talk. So yeah, we're starting to get some decent colour in this, which is nice. Oh gosh, I'm really running out of space up here. Right, the next one I'm going to show you is beautiful. This is also a Heaven and Earth Designs, Carol Cavalaris, sorry. I love the yellows in this. This is going in my office. This is the one that escaped the first time that I had the flood, but it didn't escape the second time. So this one's just been cleaned. Says she, where's she put it? There it is. So this one's been cleaned and ironed. Haven't done a huge amount on this one. 20 count 1/1. I am at where are you? 1.18%. Yeah, literally nothing, is it? And that is where I'm at. And then I'll put another picture of where I was. 1/1, 20 count, beautiful colours. Haven't had a problem ironing these. I've not had a problem with ironing the fabric. I've not had a problem with the gridding staying in at the moment. Obviously, like I said, I washed these in really, really, really cold water because I wanted the gridding to stay in. If you are wanting to wash your gridding out, you need to wash it in hot water with a gentle detergent or gentle washing powder, however you say it out here. So yeah, that is Carol Cavaleris, Yellow Dahlias. The next one I'm going to show you, this one did survive last time's flooding, but didn't survive this one. I should have just done this the other way, shouldn't you, Hole? Oh my goodness me. Here we go. This is Ornament, A Stitch in Time. And it's by Amy Stewart's. And I am stitching this on 18 count 2 over 1. And we are at 18.69%. So should be able to do like a top and bottom with this one potentially. This is where I'm at now, and then I'll do the other one lower down the bottom if I can. So 18 count 2 over 1 full cross, really beautiful. I just love how vibrant these are. I'm just such a colour person. I love colour. Love colour. So I'm really enjoying that the process of doing that one. Let's do this one. I just got a feeling there's one I don't think I've got out, which I need to get out. Might have to stop you for a second. So the next one is a quick stitch peacock glove. This is a Josephine Wall, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Beautiful. Love this one. Love the colours. This one survived this time round because it wasn't in a Q-snap, so it was in its home, but it didn't survive the first time round. And on this one I am at 64.45, and this is a pretty small one, so I should be able to do last year's and this year's. That's where we are this year. So yeah, I mean, we've got less than 40% to go, which is good. So that's where we are. Again, beautiful colours in that one. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that one can go in its home. 18 count 2 over 1 on that one. Let's do this one. So this one is a Lisa Parker one. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching this one on 1 over 1 on 20 count. I love the colours in this, and that black cat looks so like my black cat. I love my black cat to bits. He's just awesome. He's having a wash up there now. You can see him in the background. Let's see if I can. There he is. Socks. Hey, buddy. Hey, brother boy. No. No, darling, don't jump up at me. Good boy. Good boy. That was a stupid thing to do, wasn't it? So, I maybe might be able to do a before and after on this one. I might be able to have it on the same screen. We'll just have to see how this goes. This is where we are. Yeah, I can. This is where we are now. So, yeah, this is a 20 count, 1 over 1. Just gorgeous, isn't it? I love the colours in this, and I love the fact that a lot of this is bulk, so it is a quick stitch on this one. It means quick stitch. It says what it means on the tin. It means what it says on the tin. But yeah. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is Delightful Waltz. This is an RTC one. Oh, and the Lisa Parker one, I am at 11. No, surely not. 11%. Oh my goodness, I thought it was on way more than that. 11.12%. That's depressing. So the next one is Artisy. Delightful Waltz. Really, really pretty. This is the large version. I did get the smaller version, or just a regular, but I decided to put that one away, UFO it, and work on this one. Oh my goodness me. Don't look at me like that. So again, I think I'm going to have to do a, like this is where it was last year and this is where it is now, because this one's huge. 20 count 1/1, and I am at, where are we? Are you all bored yet? This is a lot. What are we? 3.61%. And this is where we are. I might be able to, if I can move this, shift this up a little bit, I might be able to put the other one down the bottom. 3 point something %. So yeah, very, very beautiful, very colourful. At the moment, as you can tell, it's just like oranges and greens. So we are at this bit over here. And then we go into the blues, and I can't wait to get down to the pinks. Oh, it'd be so beautiful when we get down to the pinks. So beautiful. Oh my God. Right. Okay, just don't rub up against any of my projects, my darling boy, okay? That's not a request, that's an order. Okay, oh, hang on, I'm missing one. I am missing one that I haven't done yet. That is not a HAED. It's on the floor. Oh my goodness, how many of you are probably sitting there going, where is the bookshelf? Like, what are you doing? So yeah, this one fell on the floor, guys, sorry. This isn't a HAED. This is by New Dream Stitch bookshelf. And this has had quite a lot of work this year. So I'm hoping that there'll be a decent, considerable amount of before and after. On this one, I am at 71.03% socks. Leave it, good boy. 71%. And this is where I am now. I'm going to see if I can move this back here and then see if I can put the other one down the bottom, and then I'll show you a close-up. So that's where we are right now. And then I'll show you a close-up. And that's where we are. Okay, so that was bookshelf. And I've not got many left, guys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only got 7. Let's do that one. The next one is a quick stitch. It's a Josephine Wall, Grace Phase 2. Absolutely beautiful colours. He's scratching his scratch pad, not my furniture. I'd grill him if he was scratching my furniture. Yeah. This is being stitched on 18 count 2/1. This one might show a bit of decent stitching as well, because I am at 91.62% on this. I'm going to see again if I can do this side by side, because I think that would be good. So if I come back here, side by side, that's where we are. And then I'll see if I can come in a little bit closer. Yeah, so it's mainly the bottom bit that I've been working on. Lovely, isn't it? Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful colours. Looking forward to getting that one finished. That's been quite a long WIP, that one. Been with me for a few years, to say the very least. Okay, the next one is, let's do Santa. So that one's there. Is a Donna Gelsinger Santa. I started this one last year, I think. Yes, I did. This is chartered by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is a small one, so I can do a side by side on this one. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. And this has been stitched on 20 count 1/1, and I have done 7.50%. 7.50%. And this is where I'm at. So you really can't see very much. I think last year I was like here, but I'm dealing with all the whites, the off-whites, the greys at the moment, so it's very difficult to see. I'll bring this closer. I mean, there is stitching in this area, but you wouldn't even know because they're like the B5 200, B5 200 and 3865, those sort of colours. So yeah, 20 count 1/1. Looking forward to actually getting some body in that. Yeah, that will look nice when I've actually got some like, you know, just I've got some meat on it, because it's just all one weird colour at the moment. Okay, the next one is, we are almost there, guys, only a few left. Amy Stewart, Life is an Open Book, Paris. There we are. And I can do this as like a small space. So this is where I'm at now. And there we are. Beautiful. There you go. Colour's much better. Love, love, love. Love that piece. Looking forward to coming into the yellows. And the colours are a bit more interesting. I'm going to get rid of this one that's sat right in front of me, actually, because it's a big one. That's it, socks. Go and sit on my bed with your dirty, mucky paws. Right. This one is this is my biggest one. This is a Max Colour supersize. It's 999 by 714. It's a Heaven and Earth design, and it's artwork by Amy Stewart. And I'm a bookworm. I love books, which is why this resonated with me. And this one also got ruined in the first one, the first flood. However, because I wasn't working on it, it just stayed. So this is where it is now. And I'm probably going to have to do before and after this one. There we are. So yeah, I'm getting there. I'm still doing like some of the books, and then I'm working on the next book over. So, but before I fully finish this book, I will make sure I fully finish the first 3 books before I completely move the Q-snap over, because obviously there's no point in doing that if you haven't finished the books before, and that is not going to fit. I don't think this is going to fit in my... I don't know if it's going to fit, because it's such a big project. It might do. Stuck it in there, right? Yeah. Yeah, we got it in there. Try and get this paper in there as well. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness me. Okay. That is in there, and that is nice. And snug. Right, the next piece is, I just started this last year. I think I started it around, I'm going to say around Halloween, because that would be more fitting, wouldn't it? This is Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. It's a Donna Gelsinger, and I love this one. This is really, really lovely. This is one that I kind of ended up restarting because I thought the flood had ruined it too much. But I do have so yeah, this is a last year, so I don't have like a last year's, but this is where we are now, and I'm stitching this on 20 count, 1/1. Bountiful bookshelf. Oh my goodness. See, right, bear with. So Story Keep, I am doing it in 18 count, 2/1, and I am at 22.44%. I'm getting ahead of myself. Bountiful Bookshelf, which I've been working on since like 1914, is 5.08% and is on 18 count, 2/1. All Hallows Eve, this one here, which is Donna Gelsinger, I have just started last year, back into last year, and I am at 0.44%. So I haven't got anything to show you last year, but that's where we are. So I'm drastically running out of places to put things. My island is only so big. Right, the next one I'm going to show you. Honestly, I've only got like 28, 29 whips. I couldn't imagine if someone's got like 70, 80 whips, could you? I'd be here like all afternoon. So for this one, I actually need to go and get it because I think it's still in a box. So bear with one sec. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is Heaven and Earth Designs. It's Stormy from Critter Valley. And this is one that I did on my own hand-dyed fabric. So I hand-dyed this. Now it started out as 28 count. I'm not sure what it ended up as. But really, bear with 1 second, there is not really much that's been done at all on this one. It hasn't, I had it last year, but it hasn't come up on WIP Go this year. So I'm just going to see if I can fold it into some sort of order so that I can show you. So this, yeah, 28 count, 2/2. Let me see if I can pull back and you can see where it was last year. And then I will show you a closer version. Look how much confetti is in this. This is a ridiculous pattern for confetti. I mean, it's just unbelievable. There isn't any other patterns that's got so much confetti as this one. But I love it. And actually, let me just show you the actual fabric. So the fabric, I did like a grey colour because I thought it would look really good. It's like a mottled grey, and I thought it would look like storm cloudy, you know, grey, and so that's why I thought this would be really good. So that's kind of the fabric. But yeah, there's a lot more to go on this one. I have done hardly anything. Stormy is at, where are you, Stormy? Stormy is at 6.09%. So yeah, I mean, pretty rubbish really. Pretty rubbish. A bit like today. So I'm going to pop this in his, make sure that he's nice and protected as well. He was in a box, just a random box. But he didn't get wet either time because he's not on a Q-snap. Because he hasn't come up in WIP Go yet. So he didn't need a wash, which is good. I'm just checking the cat doesn't want to go out. Okay, we are on to the last one. Can you believe it? The last one. And that one is this one, Quick Stitch, Not So Quick. Artwork by Amy Stewart, Stitch in Time, Sweet Life. And this is, I haven't done a huge amount on here, so, and it is in a Q-snap, so I can tell you, I can show you side by side. I'm doing this on 20 count 1/1. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. And I've only got 6.74% done. So, there we are. Not a lot, hey? Bit ridiculous, really. But it is what it is. This one had to get cleaned because this one was ruined too. Oh my goodness. It's been a day. It has been a day. So, oh my goodness. We have finished the WIP go. The WIP go? The WIP update. The WIP parade. Oh my goodness. You can tell it's been one of those days, can't you? We have come to the end of our WIP parade. So, if you have any questions about anything, if you want to say anything, just pop a comment in the comments box. I'll always come back to you. I am quite surprised I've only got 28 projects, to be honest, because I feel like I've got 100. But that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I really don't need any more than that. I'm hoping to finish. So this year I am hoping to complete 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm hoping to at least complete 3 patterns this year. And then next year I'll complete probably 3 more because I'll be a lot more further in those as well, which is good. So yes, thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you see and you would like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Just don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified when all of my videos go up. I generally do a monthly video, and I'm generally good at getting my videos up within the first, second or third of the month. Now, I know that when I was in England, there were times that I was a little bit, I think there was one video that was 2 weeks late, but I was working like 3 jobs, and I found it just really, really difficult to get, you know, the timing in to A, do the stitching, and B, like just get the time to do upload my videos, because I was working 7-day weeks, and I would start so I worked for Sainsbury's in the morning. I did a couple of hours in the morning till 12 o'clock, but I started at 6. And then when I was doing, so 6 in the morning till 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I would start my security job from like 10 till 10, because there were like 12-hour shifts. And then on the days that I was early for security, so like I would do a 6 till 6, I would then do my waitressing job at 7 o'clock till close, or I would do Sainsbury's till 12, 6 till 12, and then I would do my restaurant job 4, 5 or 6 start until close, which was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So I had like hardly any time to stitch, and I really just didn't have the time to get videos up. But where I'm now self-employed and I can work whatever I want, whenever I want, I'm in a much, much better position to be able to get my videos up on time. So for the last 1.5/2 years, I want to say they have been up on time. So certainly not anything like 2 weeks late, maybe a couple of days, but yeah, I'm much improved in that department, I promise you. So thank you so much for joining me. I am now going to edit this video and get this one up for you. So the WIP update will go up first. That will go overnight tonight. So that will be up on the 2nd of March. And then this one will be going up overnight after that one and go up on the 3rd. So between the 3rd and 4th. But yeah, I just need to edit it now and then and get it up for you. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all the success in the next year with your stitching goals. and your stitching journey. And thank you to everyone who has, you know, joined me on my stitching journey. It's been really, really lovely to have you there, and I love comments. So please, you know, pop a comment if you feel like, you know, you'd like to. It'd be nice hearing from you. But thank you so much, guys, and I will see you for another WIP parade next year. Have a lovely rest of the day. Bye.